Hello, hi guys, how are you this morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this video. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today we are going to talk about life is not about having everything that you want, but seeing everything that you have. This is a state of us being grateful to God or whoever you have faith in, and just being grateful that at least I have this. Most of us, the reason why people are killing themselves is because people are competing with people on social media who are living a very fake life. Majority of them, not all of them, but people are competing with people who are faking life, and you focus on what you don't have, and you focus on your problems. You focus on how you don't look beautiful. I remember reading this book. It's called Happy Sexy Millionaire. So this guy was saying he was having a conversation with someone who does plastic surgery. And this guy was telling him most people who go for plastic surgery, they go with a screenshot of someone from the social media. So they go and tell this guy, this surgeon, I want you to make me like this person. And the surgeon is like, you cannot be like this person. Like if now you want to be like a socialite, and they're like, you cannot be like this person. So they insist like, I will pay you whatever amount of money you want, but you have to make me look like this person. So comparison is what steals our joy. But when we focus on what we have, we will always be grateful. When you say, I thank God today I'm alive, I thank God today I can breathe on my own, I thank God I have a roof over my head, and I thank God my kids are healthy and we have something to eat and they are able to go to school. Those are the things that will give you momentum. And let me tell you guys a secret. If you live a life of thanking God, God has a way of blessing you more and more and opening more doors to you because you are grateful. But if you have the tendency of complaining and murmuring, see like the children of Israel. When they went out of Egypt, they always complained, oh, Moses, take us back to Egypt. It was better. We were eating cucumbers and onions. Oh, Moses, when you thought in Egypt there were no graves for us to be buried at some... Yani, a generation of complaining and complaining and complaining. And that is why you find, or that is why that generation was wiped away because they didn't have that mindset of even going to a promised land. Ni kama Mungu aliona hawa watakuja kunisumbua tu. Like this Egypt thing is not getting out of their heads. So me, I just want to get rid of them so that I have another generation that will not remind me about Egypt. That when they face something small, they are thinking about their past experiences. They don't focus on where they are going, or they don't focus on the long term. They're focusing on the things that they have missed. The same thing with Lot's wife. She looked behind because she was like, you mean we are leaving all this and we are going empty handed? And most of us, we don't focus on what we have, we focus on what our neighbor has. You have a car, you focus on the new car that your neighbor has bought. You are living in a good place, you focus on your colleague who has just moved to another neighborhood. So at the end of the day, if you're just that person who focuses on what you don't have, you will not live a peaceful life. You will live a life full of stress, full of anxiety, because at the end of the day, whatever money you get, you will always spend it. There's something called the treadmill of life. You'll always spend it to catch up with people that you will never catch up with them. And to me, I always tell people, if you just make peace with yourself, like there are people who will always above you, the people who will always be below you. You will find peace and will compete against yourself because you know at the end of the day, siwezi fika huko mbele nikuwe wa kwanza. Hata kama nitafika nikuwe wa kwanza, nitafika kama nimechoka. You know, I joke with my friends like tutafika mbinguni kama tumechoka because of things that are happening in today's world. So at the end of the day, usifike huko kama umechoka. Usifike huko and you are not happy. I love watching this channel on YouTube. It's called The School of Hard Knocks. And it's these people, they're in US, but they normally conduct interviews to rich people, just asking them what they did and what can you do to be a billionaire or a millionaire. Mindset, my people, mindset. So, and the people that you keep around and what you listen to. So there's this guy who said the worst thing that happened in his life, it was that time that he almost committed suicide. And this is a billionaire having a yacht, having a Lamborghini, everything that people tend to think that brings happiness. And this person says one thing, that I want people to know that happiness comes from within and not outside. And that is the lesson that this billionaire learned, which is true, because most of us, we tend to look for happiness out there instead of just looking inward and telling ourselves, what do I have? Am I making progress? Am I not where I used to be 10 years, 2 years, 3 years ago? Because that's me, Maggie. Me, I look at my life and I'm like, am I making progress? Is there anything that I wanted to do that I was able to start? I was able to take a step of faith. I was able to take that action. Because again, indecision is what is killing dreams. People who cannot decide. And you know, our mind is like a muscle. You train your mind. If you're when ni mtu mwenye unasemanga tu na ufanyi, it's like you have this friend who comes and tells you the big things they want to do and they will do none. Umewazoea, even if they come and speak and they're like, you know what, hii ni mwaka sasa Mungu atanionekania, hii mwaka nitafanya. You know, hizi ni jaba tu. Huyu anaongeanga tu hivi na kuna kitu anafanya. It's the same thing with our mind. If you train your mind to take actions, you're strengthening that muscle. And every time you think about something, an idea comes and you have the intention and the self-drive. And you feel like this is what I'm going to pursue. Your mind will help you consciously and unconsciously to achieve that, because you have trained that muscle that whatever we agree we are going to do, liwe liwalo, what tunafanya. So your mind knows that if you want to do something, you take that action. So if you focus on what you don't have, you are selling your joy out. But for me, life is all about fulfillment. Success, the joy of success, the joy of having wealth, the joy of being rich and enjoying life comes from fulfillment. And what fulfills people most of the time is by helping other people, is by giving to other people, because we are a social being. I want you to try this. If you help someone, that ka feeling that you cannot explain, that ka joy that comes like, I've helped someone today in any area, maybe giving them a encouragement, paying for them maybe transport, buying for them food, anything, visiting them when they were sick, or just paying a visit, just calling someone, find out how they are doing. All those things, they're things that gives us a fulfillment, and that is the true joy and happiness of life, because they're increasing that hormone that makes us the feel good hormone. And at the end of the day, if your oxytocin hormone is low, you'll have nothing in this life to smile about, because you don't have that bonding with your fellow human beings. You don't relate with your fellow human beings. And when you let that hormone of dopamine control you, you'll see people as shit, because now you cannot have high level of dopamine and high level of oxytocin at the same time. One has to be high, another one has to be low. So whatever dominates your thought, whatever dominates your hormone is what will speak louder. So if your dopamine is what is dominating you, of course you will not have that self-love to people, you will not help people, because we'll be like, they are poor because they are lazy. They are poor because they don't want to work hard. They are poor because uh, they waste a lot of time. They are poor because we'll always judge people. But when you are that person who have fulfillment and know, sometimes people can do everything right, but time ya kuomoka haijafika. Of course, there are those who they are lazy, and I don't say that like the people they're not. There are people who are poor because they are not lazy, but there are people who are poor because they are lazy. But there are people who are poor because their time has not come to shine. Joseph being in prison doesn't mean he will not end up to be a prime minister. So make sure that you have that purpose in life. And all of us, even if you say, me, I mind my own business, I don't want people, I do my own things, maybe sitaki mambo mingi. At the end of the day, your soul will crave to help someone. And that is why I always tell people, men and women who say, me, I'm chasing after the basket, me, I want money. Nowadays, there's no point of getting married. There's no point of having a spouse. Now we are chasing money. My friend, wait until you are 60 years, until you are 50 years, and then you come and tell me if money can hug you. if money can speak to you, if money can go to the kitchen and serve you food, if money can encourage you when you are so low, when you need someone to talk to. So make sure, even if you're looking for money, money is good, pesa sabuni ya roho, but make sure that your social life is well taken care of. Make sure that you are taking care of your family, you are taking care of your immediate family, and make sure that chase the basket peke yake, because money is not everything. So at the end of the day, make sure that you focus on what you have and you don't focus on what other people have. If you see something good, pray and God will give you. Me, I always say, anything that you want, just pray and God will give you. Na kama Mungu hajajibu maombi yako, it is not the right time. Because the Bible says that when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it beautiful. So wewe hapo unataka kuharakisha syllabus. Unataka kupeleka syllabus mbio, and God is like, it is not yet time. Because you know what? If I answer that prayer right now, you are not in the position, you cannot handle it right now. If God answered the prayer of Joseph without going to the prison, maybe he could have paid back evil with evil. Maybe he could have, like, you will not have that humility even to welcome the brothers. So sometimes it is God who is delaying our prayers because he knows that our state of mind, our capacity cannot handle that. But as we are busy focusing on what we don't have and feeling like Mungu ametusahau and God is blessing other people. But always ask God, and this has worked for me. Anytime you are praying for something and God is not answering, just tell God, help me to learn what you are trying to teach me, so that when I receive that blessing, it will be indeed a blessing to me. It will not add any sorrow to me. It will not make other people to cry because you have blessed me. It will not make other people. There are people who they get promoted at our workplace, and people suffer because they are bringing hell on earth. They're bringing hell in that workplace. They want everyone to know, you know what, I'm the boss. I'm the one to give orders. I'm the one above you. I'm the one you should listen to. I'm the one who gives the final word and all that. Because they want people to know. And these are people who are suffering from childhood experiences. These are people that they want to prove a point. So you even arguing with them is making things worse because you're challenging their inner child that is trying to prove a point to the world. So pray that God will help us, that we'll focus on what we have. It will give you the grace. It will give you the momentum to always be grateful. It will give you that grace of always being happy. It will give you that feeling of, God, you know what? Even what I have, I don't deserve it, but I'm grateful. So if it is your will to add me more, fine, but I'm okay. I thank you because even this one, I don't deserve that, but you have blessed me with it. So God will be like, if I've given you that small thing and you are so grateful like this, then you deserve to have more. That is why the scripture says, whoever is faithful with little will be faithful with much. Sasa mimi na wewe tuko pale kwa little, na ndio tuko na kiburi juu ya roof. Ndio hatushikiki, ndio tunakanyaga kila mtu. Ndio when we are not report, when at 20 job, everyone is like, we thank God, so and so is not at work today. When we are on leave or when we are sick, people are celebrating. Now, niulize, niko na kiulizo, how will God give us the much if we have not passed the exam of the little that we have? So make sure that God doesn't want you to be a thorn on other people's flesh. So if you are praying so hard and promotion is not coming and whatever is not coming, just ask yourself, will I hurt God's people? Will I make the life of these people to be miserable? What is the hidden agenda and what is the driving force for me even to want that promotion or to want to work hard and have a lot of money? What is the motive behind the prayer? So whatever you are praying for, before tuanze maombi, guys, what is the motive? Because some of us, the motive is to prove to that uncle who took your CV 10 years ago and they're still looking for that job for you. And now you want to prove them wrong. Some of us, the motive is to prove our ex. Ex wako aone wewe sasa umeomoka. some of us, the motive is to prove our sisters and our brothers that you know what guys, mimi ndio nyota kwa hii familia, mimi ndio kusema. So before you pray, God is a good God. God is a good God. What's the motive? You want to prove to people that you know what, even me, I can have what you have. You want to prove to people that you have a direct communication with God that they don't have. You want to prove to others that you are God's favorites. So at the end of the day, even as we pray, I pray that we'll pray with good motives. So for now, I want me and you to focus on what we have so that we can have a heart full of thanksgiving and a heart full of gratitude. So for now, bye bye.